Hi Facebook, it's Ashley Sturgis here. It has been a crazy week. As you know, you've probably seen many of my posts. I've been away in Orlando, Florida at a conference with my company, meeting wonderful people who I cherish, and I am just so thrilled to have met them. You've seen my posts about our new products. We have some really great new products. V-Slim, V3, our Complete Core. We still have our Neuro, our Renew, our Sleep. These products are incredible. If I had to pick a favorite, I'm probably going to say the V3. I took it right before this, actually, drank it. It's phenomenal. I struggle with having enough energy to keep up with my kids. I have a 2.5-year-old beautiful little girl and a 15-month-old spunky little boy. So I need my energy, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I have trouble getting myself to be in a good mood. So I'm loving the V3. The V-Slim is incredible. It tastes phenomenal. You can mix the V-Slim with the V3 if you're interested in both of those things, and it tastes so good, and you can just get it done quick and easy. You pour it in water, shake it up, drink it. Quick and easy, no blender. I like easy. I don't want to deal with the blender and ice and blah, blah, blah. No. So anyway, just put it in a water bottle, shake it up, drink it. Our Complete Core, phenomenal. Later, probably next week, I'm going to go into complete detail on all of these products. But today, I am bringing on a guest. His name is Rick Gutman, and he is my mentor. He is a business partner of mine. He's a top-performing multi-level marketer. Been in the industry for 12 years and has been successful all 12 of those years and prior to that. He is the founder of Overcome Nation. I have my shirt on today, but my hair is covering it. That is our team name. Our team is, I'm just going to say our team's the best. I'm a little biased, but I love our team. If you're watching, I love you from the bottom of my heart. I love each and every one of you, whether I spoke to you 5 seconds this last week because we were so busy, or 5 hours. I love each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. Our team's the best. So Rick founded that team, Overcome Nation. He's also a former small business owner. So I'm really looking forward to bringing him on here and letting you guys kind of see his perspective on this industry and our company in particular. And I saw him pop up, so I'm going to go ahead and add him. Let's see here. Hi guys, I see two of you on here. Hi Rick.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm getting better. Definitely getting better.
Good. For those of you who don't know, Rick is struggling with a cold right now, so we really appreciate him being here. As usual, he just pours his heart out to us, and so he wasn't going to miss this, and I really appreciate it. I could stop hyperventilating after today because I've been a little bit nervous, so if I had to prolong this, I don't know what I would have done. So
Don't be nervous.
I appreciate it.
You're doing great. Let me just say something. You're right. Overcome Nation is definitely the best. Absolutely.
We're twins.
I love that shirt.
I don't really have the muscles to fill it out, but I am loving it. I'm going to work on that. Anyway, so Rick, my network doesn't know a lot about you. I'm new to network marketing. I am a former teacher, as you know, but some people watching this may not know. I have a master's of education in curriculum and instruction and reading. I have 3 teaching credentials, 2 in special education and 1 multiple education. Worked very hard for my former career. So a lot of my network might be a little bit confused of why I've jumped into this career and might be thinking, oh, Ashley's a stay-at-home mom now. She's bored. She needs something to do with her time when the kids are napping. And so I'm just thrilled to bring you on here and pick your brain a little bit to share with my network really why I'm in this industry and why it's so amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I got to be honest. 12 years ago, before I stepped into network marketing, if I would have seen somebody with your background step into network marketing, I would have thought the same thing. And it's very common. I mean, all my friends wanted to know why I went from, owning diamond and gemstone businesses to owning real estate and developing land and being heavily involved in the real estate industry. All of them wanted to know, why in the world, you've made millions in real estate, why would you step into network marketing? And I have to say, it started with me wondering that about my friend. I spent 5 years plugged into Robert Kiyosaki's personal teachings that he would do in Scottsdale, Arizona, and these book studies and all of that. And I'd come to know a couple in the class, and these were very successful people. There was about 100 people, and it was $5,000 for a weekend, for 2.5 days to learn from Kiyosaki. And all of a sudden, and they had real estate, they had tons of apartment complexes, they had a chain of restaurants and nightclubs in Florida, and all of a sudden they were excited because they were making $5,000 a week residual in a network marketing company. And there were two things that stood out to me. One was, I thought the same thing that your family and friends were thinking about you. I was like, why in the world are they losing everything? Why would they do that? And then the second thing I thought was, well, wait a second. These are influential people. They know business. They're no stranger to big business. What do they see that I don't see? And I still ignored it. They gave me some of their products, and I went home and I put it in my garage because I was very, very passionate and committed to building my real estate portfolio. And I could feel the real estate market lifting. And so then I saw them 11 months later at another Kiyosaki event, and they went from 5,000 a week to 27,000 a week. And, you do the math on that, it's over 100 grand a month in residual passive income. And here I could feel the real estate market tanking, and their income was, climbing, and they were doing business all over the country and opening up Australia too. And so I've always been attracted to global business, but didn't have a vehicle to do that. And so I wanted to know why. Like, what do you see that I don't see? Because I'm pretty vulnerable now. I mean, $100,000 a month residual income is much better than what I had ever experienced at the time. So I sat down with them. I humbled myself and said, what is this? I want to know, because I want to do what you're doing. And so I stepped into that, to the industry, and I taught very different than anyone. Even today, I teach very different than any other network marketing in this entire industry. A lot of people don't really get me, and because I look at this industry from a big business perspective, but I back it up with teaching people real financial literacy, real business acumen, and 97% of the population are not financially literate. They don't know how big business works. So I came in because my friend was doing it, and I thought, if they can do it, I can do it. And I came in with a revelation that you can build a business around the world with no employees, meaning no payroll. And the startup cost was about $1,500. Who can start a business for $1,500 and have it turn into a multi-million-dollar income? And so I did, and I came in there and said, look, I have something that my friend is doing. I'm involved in it. It's big business. It's a distribution business, and you can build it right from your home with no trucks, very little inventory, no warehouses, and no employees. And I stepped into it with that revelation. And 15 months later, my income went to almost $2 million a year. I had an $18 million a year distribution business in 7 different countries. And I've been doing it ever since. And I'm going to say this again. I teach very different, because first let me just blanket this. Let me make a blanket statement here is, I love network marketing. I love this industry. I think it's the greatest method of wealth creation that anyone can do. on a $1,500 investment, $500 to $1,500 investment. But because I love it, I can also be very critical of it too. And I don't agree with this industry and the way they teach people and make their friends feel hunted, and begging people to do business with you, and your friend asks you what you do and you're cornering them for an hour and a half, throwing up all over them. I didn't come into this business to make my friends feel hunted. I came into this business talking a language of business that would attract people that knew business. And I believe that if people discover they feel like they've discovered you, then they're going to want to know more, and they're going to want to do business with you, because success is what you attract. It's not what you pursue. And I haven't had to have worked traditionally in 20 years as a result of learning the philosophy of the Rick. So I teach people, look, don't do that on your Facebook wall. I want you to just, this right now, what we're doing right here is an exchange, and it's non-intrusive. Your friends can stop by, and if they hear anything that's unique or different or in the area of business, and they go, wow, I've never heard network marketing ever spoken about like that, and they feel it's attractive, then they're going to go, okay, Ashley, what are you doing? Who is this guy? Right? And to me, that's very non-intrusive. And because people want to buy, but they don't want to be sold. And I don't want to make my friends or your friends or anyone feel like they're being sold, because what we have to offer is amazing, right? We're living in a time where the entire world is in your phone. Yes. Right? In the business of the 21st century, you do not have to be stuck in a job that you hate any longer. Social media, social platforms. If you have 5,000 friends on Instagram and 5,000 friends on Facebook, then your network is 10,000 people. Your network is your net worth. You can monetize that. And so because of that, I've been in this industry for 12 years. I've made millions in this industry. I retired a year and a half ago from it because I felt like I had done everything I wanted to do. Even on the ownership side, I was part owner of a company. I didn't like that. And I was starting to get bored, to be honest with you. I was starting to get bored because I had, done everything that I wanted to do in this industry. And when Dallin Larson said that he was coming out of retirement because he did not want to hide his gifts, I thought, well, I don't want to hide my gifts either. And Dallin's the best that I've ever worked with. I've known him for 12 years, worked with him for 6. He's the best in the industry, and he's doing this industry a wonderful blessing by stepping back into it. And then technology has allowed me to do some things that I've never been able to do, which is teach live in a group page everything that I've ever learned in this industry. And I've never been able to do that in my career. I used to have to live on the road. And so I founded Overcome Nation. It's a business school, and it teaches all of you to be able to take everything I teach you and turn it into income immediately. Not a year from now, not 6 months from now, immediately, by letting action be your coach. And it's working. And people are changing, and they're earning incomes, and they're replacing their incomes. And it's just so exciting to see. So, yeah, so that's a little bit about myself and why I'm here.
Thank you so much. Many people may not know this, but I've only been in the industry for 1 month. So your business school is incredible. I went to school for 10 years to become a teacher, and I certainly didn't start making money right away. As a matter of fact, I paid my own money to be able to work as a student teacher. Student teachers do not get paid yet. We have the entire full load of working while we're paying our own money towards it. So it's incredible how advanced and accelerated this business school is. And I'm a lifelong learner. I taught my students to be lifelong learners. I will be a lifelong learner for the rest of my life. It resonates with me that you said you were bored. You were successful, but you were bored. I was successful. I was changing lives of many little kids. I value that profession. We need wonderful teachers, but I feel that there was more for me, and I wanted to be home with my babies while I'm teaching. And so now I'm teaching something different to my friends and family and to anybody who really will listen to me, because I just won't shut up about this stuff. But anyway, so thank you for explaining that to my network. And I'm going to be quiet from here on out and just kind of pick your brain because I want to hear everything that you have to say, and I know that you're very busy. So my network's not used to me being very quiet. So guys, I'm okay. I'm just going to be quiet while we listen to Rick for a little bit, and then I'm going to share a little bit towards the end. So is that okay, Rick?
Of course.
Okay, so earlier you shared that you're a former small business owner. Why would you sell your company that you were very successful in and then join network marketing? What specifically drew you, besides the money, to this industry?
Well, wealthy people, the richest people in the world have both money and time, right? So if I ask you, if you had both time and money, what would your life look like? You'd really start to think. And there's a whole lot of people that have money and no time, like small business owners. And there's a whole lot of people that have time and no money. But what if you had both? Well, the rich have both. And most small business owners don't have a system, right, that creates wealth so they can do other things. So people can make money and they can earn an income. The systems are the mechanics that create wealth. A pipeline of cash flow that finds you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week while you're doing other things. So the rich create systems. So as a small business owner, I was the system. So when I go on vacation, the system would go with me and I don't get paid. And I found that I wasn't the only one. Most attorneys are small business owners, and when they go on vacation, they don't get paid. Most doctors are small business owners, and when they go on vacation, they don't get paid. All of the employees in the world, when they go on vacation, right, they don't get paid. If they do, it's only a couple of weeks of pay, but then they got to get back to work, right? And they get taxed the highest percentage because they don't have write-offs. So small business owners like myself have money and no time. And I wanted time. And so when I started to go and work with Kiyosaki and his book studies, did that for about 5 years, I started to understand how the rich live and what makes them wealthier and wealthier and wealthier. And because they had a system. And so I realized I need a system. And so I thought, well, I can create passive income, and it's like a system if I just buy real estate. And I began to buy real estate and broaden my real estate portfolio, but it took hundreds of thousands of dollars, down on properties. And you had to make sure that you didn't make any mistakes because it could be very costly. And so that was my passage. That was my journey, my vehicle to have that passive income, right? If you own a property and it costs you $1,000 a month in rent, for all of your utilities and mortgage and all that, you rent it out for $2,000, then you're making $1,000 positive cash flow. So that's an asset, right? So an asset produces cash. An asset puts money in your pocket. So I thought, well, I'll just do it like Monopoly, right? And have a bunch of greenhouses, and then I'll buy an apartment complex, and I do that by trading 4 greenhouses for 1 red hotel, right? That's the way of wealth. And I was right about to do that when I stepped into network marketing. I was about to buy my first apartment complex, and I was researching it across the country because you got to make sure you buy it right. You make money when you buy, not when you sell. And so when I saw that my friend was making a couple of million a year in network marketing without any employees, which means no payroll, I thought, there it is. There's my system. It doesn't cost you anything to enroll somebody who wants to build a business in another state or even another country. That was like an aha moment for me. And I can build a business with no trucks, very little inventory, no warehouses, and to not have employees and payroll, and I can do it across the country. I was like, my God, this actually looks like a franchise, but like an invisible one. So I can have multiple locations, but it just doesn't have signage outside. And I realized that if I enroll 2 people and teach them to do the same, I've multiplied myself 6 times. So I get 6 times my time back by enrolling 2 people and teaching them to do the same. 6 times my time back. What happens when they go out and do the same thing and I have 24 people, right? Or 40 people and 80 people and 500 people, then I've 500 times my time back. That's leverage. And that's why you see people in this industry that end up making 50,000 a month, 50,000 a week, $1 million a month in network marketing. And the world is waking up to it. So that was a lot better than what I had. And I thought, and I realized that a lot of small business owners were stuck just like me. So I went after those small business owners and got them in, and they came in with their networks, and we worked together and combined our networks and became stronger together. And built an $18 million a year distribution business as a result of that. So that's the real reason for why I got involved. Made perfect sense.
It does. And what could you say to those who may not be small business owners but have careers that they do love, and they say, well, I'm too busy for that, I don't have time for that, it sounds interesting, the money sounds great, but I just don't have time to do that? What do you say to those individuals?
Well, I say, this network marketing isn't for everyone. But if you don't make a change, then 10 years from now, you're going to be stuck in the same situation, but you're just going to be older and more tired. And I don't like doing stuff when I'm tired. I don't know if you do.
No.
But when I'm tired, I don't want to do anything. But the world doesn't understand that you can be tired and not do anything. If you've built a system, you can be tired and not do anything and still get paid. That's what systems do. So is it worth it for me to take a look at it in my busy schedule as a small business owner to make one small shift, one small change that could begin to give me my time back and replace my income, and then 10 times my income, and then 100 times my income, and 1,000 times my income, and to the point to where I can sell my full-time business because it makes more sense. My time is better spent here, right? And so that's what I would say to them, because I was stuck because I had money and no time, and most of them are stuck. And I remember sitting down in some like insurance brokers' offices and talking to them about network marketing. And they're like, you know what, Rick, this sounds really good, but you don't understand. I don't have time. And I lean across the table and go, I know you don't have time. That's why I'm here. Mm-hmm. And they needed me to be bold enough to say it like that because I needed them to see through my eyes. In the land of the blind, the guy with one eye is king. And he doesn't need to be able to see with both eyes. He only needs to be able to see with one eye. And if everybody else is blind, he's king. And so I was there to teach him something that he was not seeing. And when he listened to me, he immediately got involved. He bought the largest business pack and said, what do I do from here? And we went and we took off, until he made hundreds of thousands of dollars a year residually. Right?
Right. I'm glad he was, I'm sure he was glad that he listened to you and he prioritized his time. I think that's key, prioritizing your time. There was a time when I had children, my children are 16 months apart. I barely had time to take a shower every day. I was the first one to say, I don't have time for this. As a teacher, teachers are extremely overworked, underpaid, and have no time. But if this is something that you would find valuable and you want the time, then it's definitely worth asking questions about and finding more out about it. I completely agree.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of people in my network who have dabbled in network marketing, or maybe they're with another company right now, and maybe they're not seeing the success that they were promised or that was hyped up. Rick always says he doesn't like the rah-rah. And it's true. A lot of network market companies hype themselves up and promise things that they can't deliver. So what sets us apart from those other companies?
Well, when you don't have a development program, you do rah-rah. Right. When you don't have a real system and you don't have a business school to teach you and give you the tools that you need for success, then you lead with a whole lot of emotionalism. And that's the one thing I hate in any industry, and I don't like it even in my own industry, and that's why I have a business school. And I'll take it further than that. You know, I've been around a lot of inspirational speakers, and, you know, many of them have gifts to inspire people to do more and be more and have more, but they don't give them the tools to do more, be more, and have more. They get paid at the door. And, you know, I have some pretty good communication skills, and I'm a pretty good speaker because I speak from my heart. But I don't want to come into a building, get paid at the door, fire a bunch of people up for the moment, and then the next day they go back to their lives that they hate.
Yes.
I want to give people real financial tools that are going to give them the ability to have success in a wonderful field that allows you to go global, a global distribution business, a global income, right? And so that's extremely important. So when people have come from different network marketing companies and they step into Overcome Nation, they're blown away by this. They're like, oh my gosh, this is nothing like what I've ever been exposed to before. They're actually learning real business acumen. They're learning how to talk. They're increasing their communication skills. It's not just a system of going, hey, share it with some people, and then when you're done, share it some more, and some will, some won't, so what? Keep doing it, just keep doing it, keep doing it. That's not enough. Give me the tools so when I can talk to a millionaire, I know what to say. I want to be on the same playing field as they do. When you start talking about, you know, you can buy an asset or build an asset through network marketing, and you know the difference between passive income and traditional income, and you know the difference between good income and bad income, right? Good income is taxed at the lowest percentage and it's residual 24 hours a day, 7 days a week through a system, and bad income is taxed at the highest level because you're an employee and you don't have write-offs. When you can talk about a global mindset and you become wealthy on the inside of you, you sound different than every other network marketer out there. And when you start learning that it's necessary for you to grow mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and financially, when you know that's the playing field, and you're determined to be a success in this industry, and you're determined to be a professional network marketer in this industry, and you're committed on that level, and you understand the process that I'm being designed, I'm becoming better, and I have to fail in order for me to fail forward. I have to let action be my coach. I have to learn. I have to field so many questions that I build a database in my mind of the answers. And I face my fears on a daily basis, and I begin to believe in myself through this process of feeling insecure but doing it anyways, being ambitious, having belief, and having courage to overcome all those fears, just feeling them and doing them anyway. You're getting the real rigors of life and overcoming and entrepreneurialism and what to do, what not to do. You're figuring it out. And my development program through Overcome Nation teaches everybody to go through the gauntlet. And you go from excitement in network marketing to the frustration. And my development program helps you and builds you in the frustration phase, because that's the most beautiful, the most valuable part, because you're getting better, right? Yes. And then from that, then the next chapter is traction. So you go from excitement to frustration to traction if you continue to move forward. And I know that in the middle of that, many people are like, you know, they're in the growing process and they're frustrated, and they're just like crying out like, oh, is this for me? I don't know if this is for me. Is this for me? And if you listen, you can almost hear a whisper. You're getting stronger. You're actually getting stronger. And then they start posturing a little bit more. They know what they have. They've been through that gauntlet. They've faced their fears. They have a little bit of a breakthrough. Their dialogue has changed. And now they start having the ability to enroll people with larger networks, people of influence, people that know business, people that are financially literate. They come into their business and they bring their large networks, and you get traction, and your business literally it blows up. And so that's what I want to point out to the entire world of network marketing. Our development program builds people, and it teaches and develops the rich person on the inside of you. And that's what they don't have, and they have it here. There's a broke person on the inside of you, there's a middle-class person on the inside of you, and there's a rich person on the inside of you. And it's up to you to develop the one that you want to come out. You have to do it. And so my development program, that business school, gives them the tools. You're a teacher. You know that if you educate your students, they're going to become more successful, more literate. They're going to be able to read, write, and have the ability to do arithmetic. You're teaching, you're giving them the skills that they are going to help them in life, right? And they do it many times, but they have to study. Sometimes they fail. They realize they got to study harder. That process makes them smarter because you're giving them more and more education, and you're developing them layer by layer by layer. Well, I do the same exact thing, but I teach people the laws and the financial skills to become wealthy. And I teach them that you're going to grow. You're going to have a real need to grow, not just mentally, but emotionally. You need to be emotionally tough. And that means you have to go through some failures in order to become better, to become stronger. Why? Because successful people want to follow people with strength. They don't follow weakness. Right? And that's why I know I just keep hitting this thing. I'm pulverizing it from this perspective, because when people have never had success in network marketing before, I know that this component is the only thing that they're missing. And when they step into it, and then I have a 94% retention rate in my organization, in an industry that the retention is 2 to 10%. That means out of every 100 persons that steps into network marketing, 2 to 10 of them stay in longer than 90 days. We've been in this thing for over a year now, and I have 94% retention. That means 94 people out of every 100 are staying because they're becoming developed. And there's something about the 5 or 6 month mark. If they've been letting action be their coach, and they're working harder and figuring this out and failing as fast as they can, something about 5 or 6 months, all of a sudden they find their voice, and they have the ability to enroll people that are smarter than them, have more money than them, and have larger networks than them, and their businesses explode. They go from barely enrolling 1 or 2 people to gold, which pays $60,000 to $70,000 a year and higher. Right? So our program actually works. So there's hope for you if you've never had success before in network marketing or in anything.
Right. And so there's a question there's a statement that I get often, and it makes my blood boil. My feisty side comes out, and my head just kind of goes blank. So I can't wait to hear your perspective on this. But what do you say to those who say, oh, is that just one of those pyramid schemes? I've heard of those before.
I know. I was 16 years old, and the world tried to sell me on the employment pyramid. Mm-hmm. And even at 16 years old, I knew that wasn't a good deal. So even now, when they say it's a pyramid, I just look at them and I go, okay, are you going to tell me that the fact that your boss can fire you whenever you want, that's better than what I have? That they can demote you whenever they want, that's better? They can cut your pay whenever they want, and that's better? You only get paid when you work, not when you don't work, and that's better? You have income caps, and that's better? You get taxed the highest percentage, and that's better? You get 1 or 2 pay raises a year, and that's better? You get very little vacation time, and that's better? And all the people above you are the ones that get rich, and you don't. Like, have you been in the employment pyramid slavery for so long that you're actually calling that good? Because what I'm offering you is we get paid 8 to 10 ways. We get as many pay raises as we want in a day, not in a year. We build upon a system that you don't have. Our incomes are unlimited. We can pass up everybody above us in rank and in income. Our income is taxed at the lowest percentage. Our income is residual. We get paid 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So which one is better, getting paid 1 way or 10 ways? That's not too hard to figure out.
It's not.
Right? If I can make more money than the person that enrolled me, is that better or worse than yours? Way better. Right? If I can have 100 pay raises in a day, is that better than what you have? Of course. If I can travel and see the most amazing places in the world and stay in the finest hotels and eat the finest food and fly in the front of the plane instead of the back of the plane, is that better? Right? If I get to expense everything out better than what you have, you don't even have expenses. So they're taking half your money in taxes. So when they say that, what they tell me is that they're not financially literate. They don't know the difference between a good business model and a bad one. And so I've actually, I feel sorry for them because they're stuck. And if they don't have a willingness to hear what I'm saying, then they're choosing to stay in willful ignorance. I mean, if I go to them and I go, look, do you know that the statistics say that if you just graduate from high school and you don't go out and get a degree, your lifetime earnings, the average lifetime earnings over the next 40 years is 1.3 million. And then if you went out and got a bachelor's degree, the average lifetime earnings of somebody with a bachelor's degree is 2.1 million. And then the average lifetime earnings of somebody who has a master's is 2.5 million. Okay, 2.5 million in lifetime earnings, 40 years. So if I go to you and I go to them and I go, look, if you knew that the average income of what you're going to make is going to be 2.5 at best, would you trade 40 years of your life for that? Like, I've made 8 figures just in the last 12 years. People are giving 40 years for that, right? So we've been conditioned and blueprinted to work for somebody else and have a cap. I don't like limitations. I like unlimited. I like to go after things that are impossible and make them possible. I don't want caps on my mental strength, my emotional strength, my spiritual strength. I wish that I didn't have a cap on my physical strength, and I definitely don't want a cap on my financial strength. And so if I came to you and I said, look, I'm going to write you a $2.5 million check right now. You can have it all up front. But for the next 40 years, you do what I tell you to do. I own you. I'm going to give you back your life in the form of a check. You are mine for 40 years. Most people that are going after their degrees and doing that would probably think, you know what, maybe I should rethink this.
Right.
Because there's a whole lot of people out there that are making a lot more money than that in the business of the 21st century. In this life right now, you do not need to be stuck in a job that you hate. Use a little bit of imagination and some creativity, step into a system. And here's the other thing. A lot of those people that are in the employment pyramid, maybe they're they're at the bottom. They're not in management or senior management or any of that. They're at the bottom. Many of those people have 5,000 followers on Facebook and 10,000 followers on Instagram. So they have a network of 15,000 people, and most of the people that are above them in their employment pyramid don't have half of what they have. So I want to tell them, you have a network of 15,000 people. You are already rich and you don't even know it. You can get that to monetize. You should take your network and step into Overcome Nation, step into Viseo, and we teach you how to attract those people out of your 15,000 person network. I believe with all my heart, you're going to find at least 10% of them that want to start a business. They don't want to do what they're doing, and they're going to come in and you're going to work with them. And guess what? You're going to become very wealthy. So you're choosing to stay, and you have more talent and more more net worth than any of your bosses that are above you. Come over to Viseo and get wealthy.
Right.
That makes a lot more sense to me, and it certainly will make you a lot more happy because people do much better when they have hope.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. Now, our company and our team, we go beyond just making money. We go beyond just sharing products that help people's health, support their health, help their financial situation, help their time freedom. Would you please share a little bit about our Hearts and Hands for Humanity work that we do with my network? I know that my network is very involved with their community and giving back, so I think they would really love to hear about this.
Well, if it's just about the money and anything, it's not enough. It shouldn't be enough. Because there's something about blessing other people that empowers you. It makes you feel good about yourself, right? That gratification. You always feel good when you bless somebody, right? We've been raised that it's better to give than to receive, because the result of it feels so good. And that's why I spent so much time on the mission field. And Overcome Nation is part of this program, and Viseo started it, called Hearts and Hands, and there are 2,200 children at the age of 5 and under that die from dirty water in Tanzania. And we're building water wells and for them so they can drink clean water. And the clean water is right there under the ground. It's right there beneath their feet, but they can't get to it, and 2,200 children are dying a day.
Right.
And so we're building these water wells. I think we've already have 5 wells. We just raised the money to do 10 more wells. Overcome Nation is raising the money to do our own well. It's going to be an Overcome Nation well. And that's a gift that will keep on giving, right? And a harvest on your behalf that will continue to give, by taking care of these children and these people. And so that's a good work. And I want to say this too, because I like to be involved in things that I think God is behind. And a company that is good for humanity is a company that I believe that the hand of God is going to be on for a very long time. And so Dallin Larson started this, he and his wife, and it's an extension of who they are. It's not a gimmick. It's a priority for them. And you can see it, you can feel it. And it's a good profit, right? And so that's one of the significant points about Viseo, is that we're here to bless the lives of millions, not take, but to bless.
Right. So important. I won't keep you for too much longer, but I did want to share on here an extension of that. Rick came out of retirement. He stepped out of his comfort zone. He was successful. He said he was bored, but he stepped out of his comfort zone to fulfill this calling that he had. And because of that, my personal mentor and very dear friend now stepped out of her comfort zone, left a company that she was successful with to come to this company. And therefore, they brought this gift to me. I had a beautiful life. I was successful, beautiful family. I have people who support me, very dear people in my life, but there was always this hole, this part of me missing, and I didn't know what it was. I couldn't explain it. I felt guilty by it because I had a great life, but there was just something missing, this hole in my heart. And I don't want to get emotional. I'm a crybaby, so I'm going to hold it together. But this company has changed my life. I say that over and over and over again, and I fear that it sounds ingenuine, but it is so authentic, and I can't say it enough. If you guys wouldn't have stepped out of your comfort zone to fulfill this calling of yours, then I wouldn't be able to do the same, and my life wouldn't have been changed. And if you are watching this and any of this has resonated with you, but maybe you're afraid, you have fear, like Rick said, that network marketing is not for everybody, but if you feel that it could be for you and you're afraid, then you need to have a conversation with me. You owe it to yourself to have a conversation with me. And if you're in Rick's network, have a conversation with him. But don't let fear hold you back. Fear, procrastination, and regret will be your biggest enemies. And I promise you, you will not regret getting a hold of us and being a part of this company if you feel that you could be successful in it. Rick always says he creates lions. He produces lions, the lion within. And if I felt like I just had this lion just itching to get out of me, I didn't know how to do that. I was teaching and I was successful and I was good at it. And I was one of the youngest teachers to be so good at what I did, but there was still something inside of me that needed to get out so that I could reach more people. And I've been able to do that with this company and with our team in particular. Team, if you're watching this, I love you guys so much. This team, this company means the world to me, and we want to grow, and we want you to come join our team. You will not regret it if this is something that you feel you could be passionate about. And I just want to thank Rick so much for stepping outside of his comfort zone, for fulfilling this calling of his, and for particularly being here today to explain to my network his perspective, because he does it so much better than I can do. But I'm learning, and I'm learning fast because I'm a good student.
Yes, you are.
So you guys can learn fast too. I've been doing this a month, this is not natural for me. I don't like being on here live necessarily, but once you click that button, it becomes so easy because you feel it in your heart. You know these products, you know this company. It's easy to talk about it because it's genuine. And Rick gives us the motivation. I don't think he would call himself a motivational speaker because he doesn't get paid to do that, but he's certainly a motivational speaker to us and all the people on his team who are watching him 3 times a week religiously and learning from the best. So call me, text me, message me. Don't wait. Procrastination is not your friend. We are barely hitting momentum now. So let's go. We're ready for you.
Yes.
Right, Rick?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Well said. I couldn't have said it better myself.
All right. See, I'm learning. All right. Thank you so much, Rick, and I'll see you later.
No problem. All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye, guys.